Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So, as of the time that I'm recording this, which will probably be a few days before I post it, there are only a handful of moon message seats available. You can check the link down in the description box below to navigate over to the listing and see if that's still up, if that was something that you're interested in. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, right off the bat, someone, whoever this message is for, there's been a deeper sense of gratitude or peace recently. Not saying that you don't have that in general, but it's deepened in some way recently. I almost see somebody like sitting and like closing their eyes and really listening to the sounds of nature, or really trying to take in the environment around them and being grateful for it. One of the messages that's coming through is that as you've stepped into this energy, this has allowed some sort of positive perception shift to take place. I don't really know where in the timeline this is happening. I don't know if this is recent. I don't know if this is something that started a few years ago. So just bear with me as we go through the message and go through the information that's coming through. One of the things that's happening here inside of this perception shift is that our vibration has changed, right? And we can tell that. We can tell that whoever we have become is completely different than who we were. Inside of this vibration change, I'm getting this sense of like all these flowers, which for me is a symbol of being very much at peace, feeling very secure, feeling like we're unfolding in some way, or that everything is going according to plan. Or, as I always say, that everything is exactly as it should be. So one of the things that's happening as we've put ourselves in this particular energy is that it's putting us into alignment, right? It's aligning us, our inner world, with our outer world. And someone here, even if you haven't necessarily stepped into a space of non-duality in which these two things really line up and become one, you're on that path. So you may have been running into ideas of non-duality often, or really connecting to a person who's very interested in that path. But there is something here about the alignment and then the merging. So that which is inside of me is also outside of me, and not knowing that from a logical, linear fashion, but understanding it as a state of being, right? So, okay, very interesting. Okay. There's been a lot of very deep soul searching that's taken place on this path for someone. There's been a shift of mind, right? We have two minds. We have the mind that we existed in before, and we have the mind that we're currently in. For some of you, depending where you are in the storyline, you may still be shifting between these two, and that's okay, right? That's what happens before the switch takes place. Someone has had to basically reprogram their brain. They've had to reprogram those neural pathways, build new ones to think in a new way, to see in a new way. With this Queen of the Night, this for me is the card of the subconscious. It's labeled number 3, which is the deep foundation, right? So we've worked with the deep foundation inside of ourselves in order to make this shift of energy take place. Okay. I also want to notice that she's also surrounded by those flowers, right? So it's not just that our conscious mind has constructed this sort of sense of peace or contentment. That's how it feels. I'm content here. I'm okay here. This feels great. Like, it's not just that our conscious mind is accepting that. That's something that we've brought into our subconscious. So somebody here has done a lot of clearing out of things. And we have here Thoth light codes, light initiation, great teacher, awakening, divine magic. And this seems to be the point here. Someone here, because of this alignment, this was part of your path. This was always going to be part of your path, right? Everything is exactly as it should be. One of the things that's happening here as you're in this path is there seems to be an event that's taking place that is initiating you into something deeper. This is to awaken and activate an aspect of yourself that is the great teacher. So you may have had people in your past tell you, you'd make a great teacher, or, you know, I see teaching in your future, or I see that your path is going to lead you to be somebody who speaks to many people, right? There's something like that here. We're having some sort of activation in some core essence of our soul that maybe previously we were not equipped to have because we were too busy in a particular type of energy. Whoever this message is for, you've done the work, you've done the heavy work, and now there's something activating inside of you because you've aligned that which is within you to that which is outside of you through mitigation of the energy of discordance. When we have discordance inside of our life, right? I want this thing, but, or, you know, this is what I actually want, but I'm going to limit myself this way. When we have those types of discordant energies with ourselves, it's like this feedback loop. It doesn't allow the things that we truly want to come in. So when we release those discordant energies, that's what we mean when we say alignment. I want to say one thing too with this Thoth, and its pertinence to this idea of the great teacher. And I'm going to talk about it not as what most spiritual people are aware of, which is this idea of Hermes Trismegistus, the writer of the Emerald Tablets. I'm going to speak about it in terms of strictly the Egyptian god. One of the functions of Thoth was to be the intermediary for the gods, right? So basically, being the spokesperson in some way. And here what we have is that idea also coming through in this activation of the great teacher. This is not necessarily just a teaching position, right? Although some of you it might be just a call to lead, like in your work, in your business environment, for example, or teaching people new skills. But for many of you, this is going to be the activation of an aspect of yourself that is acting as an intermediary, helping people reach a new state of being, helping people access something greater than themselves. Okay. Ooh, having a hard time shuffling this one. Let's see. Oh my God, what is happening? There's some confusion. So there, even though we have this sort of alignment, and we understand that this energy is present. For many of you, you understand that. Please don't take it if you don't know this, because this message particularly is not meant to tell somebody something that they don't know. I feel very strongly that it's for confirmation. We have these energies that are coming out here, but they're coming out in a really messy way. So you may be feeling like, even though you're aligned to things, everything's happening in a way that you didn't expect, or in a confusing way, or a messy way somehow. Okay, we have the reiteration on the bottom that there is an initiation, light initiation, and then the singer of initiation. Here what I'm seeing is that this initiation may be taking place because of these three cards. It doesn't have to be in a traditional sense, so we're going to work through these. The first one is the Luathus the Wild, and Luathus the Wild is this, all of a sudden I'm just feeling ignited, and I'm feeling super passionate, and I'm understanding that I want to do all these things, right? I'm going to say this. This may be something that is initiating this energy, but more so than that, what I'm feeling is that these three energies are the initiation stages. So the first initiation stage is that we're super excited and we're kind of like all over the place, and we're just daydreaming and fantasizing about all the things that could be. And it feels a little bit like a little place where our ego gets involved, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice to daydream sometimes. This is a great way to manifest for ourselves. The next stage here is the Laume. This is a reflection on, oh wow, like, do I still have this baggage? Are there still these things happening? Really getting into the fine tuning of things that may still be connected to us, things that may still be residual. And then the third stage is some sort of connection, whether this is a connection to the path itself, or if this is literal and it's a connection external to yourself with someone. It is being highlighted by the number 6, so more than anything, it's a connection to an aspect of yourself that feels at home. That's one of the hurdles in the alignment process, is understanding how to feel at home. We have it in varying degrees, right? So if you are already experiencing the alignment, this contentment, you're at peace, you're like, yeah, I'm good here, this is nice, you know? But then you have another thing that comes in and shows you how much deeper that can go. Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going over here. All right. Okay. I'm being told to take from the bottom before I do that. Okay, 5th card down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it's going with this, right? The singer of, well, the fairy that was kissed by the pixies is the card of love in this. So for some of you, this is about the energy of love, experiencing it in a deeper way, right? To be an intermediary, it's one of the reasons why Thoth inside of the Thoth messages, I think, rolled through on, if you happen to catch that event, you know, rolled through with a bunch of heart-related themes, which really surprised us. And it's because that heart is the center through which we give and receive, right? And that's the energy of love. It's a open giving and receiving. It's why the heart space also rules money, and we give and receive finances and gifts and success and abundance and time and energy. These are all manifestations of love in various forms. And whoever this message is for, this has been the journey, this has been the path, is to ultimately arrive at this place. Is this the final destination? Probably not. But this is the initiation to this activation. This gateway has to be passed through in order for the great teacher within you to emerge and to awaken. Okay, and this is the final card, the central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. I'm going to say with this card, right, because this is essentially the beetle that carries the sun, or causes the sun to rise anew. There has been a time where the God within us, and I'm going to put it that way, where the God within us has been asleep, possibly for lifetimes. And here what we have is something awaking, something reemerging, this sort of aspect of ourself in the 3D as a mediary for our greater self, right? This one that we all belong to. So this is really powerful, and this is very beautiful. I'm going to leave this here. So if this resonated with you, please hit that like button, and I wish you the best of luck with this energy, and until next time.